The Truckers Association of South Africa is hosting a one-day safety awareness campaign in the Northwest today. And that's after a gas tanker exploded in Boksburg over the weekend, with the death toll now at 27. Our business reporter, Ntokozo, is in Bapong for us this morning and joins us live. Ntokozo, obviously the industry is in shock at what happened. And this one-day safety awareness campaign that's being held there is in response to that explosion in Boksburg.
It certainly seems that way, Michelle. Good morning. And I am at the Bapong Weighbridge out in Northwest, where it's been a very busy morning as truckers are moving up and down. Now, of course, the Truckers Association of South Africa is hosting this one-day safety awareness campaign with its national structures, including the police as well as traffic department, truckers and employees in the industry. And it's, of course, to raise a little bit more of awareness around the issues that the industry does face. Now, a little bit later this morning, there will be a briefing, but I've been told that it is a closed session where industry stakeholders will give an update to government officials and government stakeholders on just what are some of the challenges that the industry is facing as we are seeing those increased accidents on the road. Those challenges, of course, range from infrastructure challenges such as potholes that drivers face when they are delivering their goods, issues around policing where truckers feel they're not safe and, on their journeys, especially those long hauls. Now, a little bit later on this morning, I will be speaking to Selo Lehare, who is the MEC of the Northwest Department of Safety, Community and Transport Management. We'll dig deep into how his province is dealing with some of those issues. Of course, Boksburg, the Boksburg explosion being part of the Gauteng mandate. So we'll hear from the MEC in the Northwest on what their province is doing to ensure that the roads are safe for both the truckers as well as, residential areas that these trucks might pass through, but also protecting, state infrastructure so that it's not damaged, as we saw with the bridge in Boksburg. We'll also be talking to the Truckers Association of South Africa because obviously they represent the entire country on just how they plan to tackle these issues so that we don't see more accidents with such high fatalities that come from, some of the issues that is faced within the freight transport industry.
Ntokozo, just from the criticism of what happened in Boksburg last weekend has been around the experience of truck drivers when it comes to driving particular types of vehicles. I wonder whether we'll get any clarity on that issue during this campaign today.
Well, I'll definitely be digging into those questions because we did hear this morning the employer of the truck driver was involved in that accident on Saturday, saying that, he followed protocol, he did all that he could do, and he was experienced. So that was what some of the findings from his employer's reports came out. So I will definitely be digging into those issues of are truck drivers experienced, but also what the industry is saying is there are several issues that truck drivers themselves face on the road that make it difficult for them to do their job properly. As I mentioned earlier, issues such as the potholes, issues such as lacking or aging infrastructure that makes it really difficult for them to do their jobs properly. So on top of, picking on whether truck drivers are actually qualified to drive any particular truck, there does seem to be a little bit of a finger pointing of, no, our truck drivers are very experienced, they know what they're doing. It's other issues that are making it difficult for them to do their job. So we will dig into that when I have that conversation with the Truckers Association of South Africa a little bit later on this morning.
Yeah, I suppose both things can be true at the same time. There can be issues on both sides of that argument. Ntokozo, thanks very much indeed for that update, and we'll speak to you a bit later on this morning, I suppose, once that safety awareness campaign does get underway.